Go stop the real quick, cut. Double check the steering wheel. Control.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All out there. Nice and smooth. Let's get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Welcome back, everybody, to another very exciting night of iRacing here for the Wild West Racing League. As we are in for a good one tonight with only 4 people, but in this with these kind of races, these instances, the less people, the less cautions we're going to see be getting thrown. And so we're going to be looking forward. However, with there only being 4 people, we are going to have a chance actually to go ahead and bring a couple people in here and talk to them. So we're going to start with our first driver, Dakota Henderson, who was actually the winner of last week's race. And Dakota, how's it going today?
Oh, it's going great, man. How about yourself?
Doing great. Thanks for asking. So last week you had an amazing race. Is a little bit still an understatement. You won by 1/1000th of a second, setting a new record in Wild West Racing League. How do you plan on competing with that tonight? How do you plan on competing with yourself, is what I ask.
I'm going to roll it up so I don't step on it and get out there and try to get her done. And hopefully Trey don't get in the way and try to stop that because he's pretty quick. But, yeah, hopefully he don't come unwound, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep, I mean, that's kind of all you can hope for, I guess, tonight. Just do the absolute best you can, keep a good, solid line, and watch out for Trey Smith.
That's goal number 1.
Goal number 1 right there. Watch out for Trey Smith. Once again, that's Dakota Henderson. Dakota, have a good race, man. I look forward to talking to you later.
I look forward to it too, man.
All right, have a good one. That was Dakota Henderson. Won the race last week. Had a phenomenal race, like I said, won by 1/1000th of a second. So the next one that we're bringing in is Trey Smith. Trey, how's it going?
It's going, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Dakota was in here. He was talking crap about how badly he's gonna beat you. How do you plan on competing with that?
I ain't listened until she got her the checker flag, so he better be ready to win.
Alrighty. So, kind of, what's your plan for this race? You were talking about setups and stuff.
I mean, we just gotta do what we've been able to do, and that's just go out and get some clean air and just hit our marks right. Make sure we're not over driving or oversteering, and just overall, just making sure we don't make any mistakes and hope we get a good starting spot and get this number 3 GLM car in victory lane tonight.
Absolutely. Well, good luck tonight, Trey. Looks like we're going on the qualifier here now, so I'll go ahead and let you get back to the dudes. And remember, Dakota's talking crap, so make sure you show him who's boss.
All right, just get ready for Slide Job City because it's about to go down.
All right, good to hear. So it looks like that's actually going to do it for right now for races as we're starting with qualifying. Starting strong with Trey Smith as he's going to get a hot lap going here. And he just does a spectacular job with his hot laps. I know I've talked about this in the time past, but he always is able to put up an amazing qualifying lap as he's actually going to put up a 12.22 for his qualifying lap, which is impressive to say the least. Come over here to Brighton. Brighton just finished up his laps as he puts up a 12.76. And then here we have Blake Cutroll. Blake is currently coming up on a second. First one was a 3.22. And at a 12.49. All we got left now is Dakota. And he's making his lap going now. Only 4 people to qualify. Should be a little bit of a shorter race there tonight. So if any of you guys are interested in this dirt series, please reach out here to Fearless and he'll put you in contact with these guys because this is a fun league to do and they need some more people is the truth. And that's going to be a 12.67. And he's going to end with a 12.26 Dakota Henderson. Man, it's good. It's Trey and Dakota by 0.4 of a second. As we're going to come out to the actual race. As these guys are going to go ahead and line on up. For a little, looks like we got 10 laps for the first heat. These guys are now going to get to line up to the grid. Just trying to figure out what camera angle I like the best because Trey's going to be in the lead. And these guys are going to get 2 laps with the safety truck out in front. And these guys are going to get their last lap around. Safety truck should be pulling in. Safety truck is going to pull in, and it's going to be Trey Smith in the lead lap, only 4 cars out. And here we go. And Smith, not surprisingly, he is leading in first with Dakota right behind him. And Smith putting up a very high competition. 7 laps here as Smith leads the front. And you know what, kind of looking down the line, we don't see a lot of changes going on tonight for that, but we are going to have our first caution come out. It was Dakota is in the pits, and he's already down a lap. So we're going to go ahead and see if we have the opportunity here to send a quick rewind, because I actually don't even know what's happened. And unfortunately, I don't have a button that says go back to last race. Sorry, go back to like last. Oh yeah, he is going to end up in the wall and spin a couple of times. Looks like what happened is he was actually going in this corner quite strong and just overcorrected, went right into the wall, and it caused for him to start spinning out. That is an unfortunate way to start his race here today. But good on Brighton, Blake, and Trey for kind of getting out of his way. But that is extremely unfortunate. Obviously, you do not want that happening. These guys, green flag is out. Dakota is now officially going to be a lap down for the rest of the race. So he might be out of this heat. Maybe he'll start participating next. Unsure. As Trey Smith is leading, and it looks like Brighton's trying to kind of creep up on him a little bit on these corners, get a better inside positioning. 4 laps here out for the Wild West Tour. I believe I was talking with Trey, and he said next week is the last week of this series. I believe. I don't know that for a fact. But nonetheless, we're sitting back at it. 2 laps to go. Trey Smith in first, followed by Brighton Coleman. Blake Cutrolls in the pits along with Dakota Henderson. It's just these two now. White flag is out. And these guys, it looks like Blake is going to be able to come back out. And that is going to be the unofficial results for Heat 1. And I'm trying to pull up results of Heat 1. Just want to make sure they got ample time to load. And, of course, you know, we're going to have Trey Smith followed by Brayton Coleman, Blake Cutroll, Dakota Henderson in last due to an unfortunate crash at that start of the race. So these guys are going to get, looks like, a very quick warm-up lap. And we are now going to be in the feature of tonight. Here, these guys are going to have 40 laps. See who'll come out on top. Any of you guys are betting on this, I'd start putting money on Trey. Don't worry, I still have good hopes for Dakota. I do. Dakota, promise. But Trey, I mean, has just been an absolute, for lack of better words, demon out on the track these past 2 weeks. Even though Dakota did take home that amazing victory last night, just about, a lot can happen in 40 laps. For all we know, we could be seeing Blake and Brighton come out on top. So, safety cars in, and we will be green lights. Green flag, and of course that's going to be Trey Smith just dominating. Trey Smith in the lead. Blake Cuttrell right behind him. Dakota Henderson already crashed. Dakota and Bright are out already. Dakota and Bright are now both in the pits. Don't mind the cars going backwards. Dakota just is not having his night tonight, as he is going to go into the pits for the second time due to a meetup with the wall. How Brighton got connected to that, I do not know. But it looks like he was in the pits for a bit. Oh wow, yeah, he is missing a tire. Looks like drifted in, back, went too far out, went to correct, corrected too hard, and collided with Dakota Henderson and Blake Cuttrell. And is just absolutely smashes up that front end right there. And I mean just absolutely smashes it up. So very, very unfortunate that that happened there. He is going to have a chance to get back into it. Hope he's able to do it, as we are still in that first caution. Green flag is out as we are laps 4 of 40. And Smith creating a very good gap right now, actually, on... So far, it's actually Blake Cuttrell right behind him. Blake, for them being a couple classes apart, is doing an amazing job. And Trey, it's going to be Trey and Blake tonight, as Blake is putting up some phenomenal lap times. Second caution is out. Dakota Henderson again. He's going to go into the wall again tonight. Man, he is just not having his night tonight. I do respect the racing, though. I respect it heavily, but he's going to tap the wall once, and she's just going to put his foot to the floor, and he's not going to lift it up till he sees God or a checkered flag. And it looks like he almost saw God before he saw that checkered flag. Respectful racing here, though, from Dakota, as he's actually going to stop right there as he noticed people going low. I know some people will immediately try to get back into that race, but he was smart there, let the people pass because he knew he was going to be slow, and then eventually went down. So definitely unfortunate, to say the least, as these guys will remain behind the safety car for the second caution of tonight. Laps, 30 laps to go, apologies. 30 laps to go. Smith and Cuttrell are going to be the competitors here tonight. Cuttrell right behind Smith. All that dirt is going right into his face. And Blake Cuttrell is basically following, it looks like, Trey's path, his line. and is gaining time out of him coming on each corner. But Trey is a little bit quicker getting into him, so he's actually gaining and then losing it. As you can see there, he gets very close and immediately gets popped right back into it. So far, Trey Smith doing an absolutely phenomenal job, however. Smith goes a little bit higher than I think he actually wanted to there. Still put on amazing laps as we are 25 laps to go, as Blake is just continuously getting right up onto him. Brighton, pretty good distance behind, and then poor Dakota is 2 laps down currently. But he's going to do his best. We're going to pop back up to Trey. And 23 laps to go, and Blake Cuttrell is getting right up to Smith's bumper, but does not have the speed exiting the corner to get up on him, as one of them is waiting for a mistake to happen. Cuttrell made the smart play. He is only about a 0.2 of a second down coming out of most of these corners, it looks like. Sorry, going into most of these corners, he's sitting at about 0.2 of a second. Coming out, sitting at about 0.6 to 0.5 is what he's averaging. As Brighton Coleman crashed again, it appears. Looks like he was able to pick himself up quickly, though, as he remains lap 20. These guys, 20 laps to go, feature race of the night. Smith and Cuttrell are going to battle this out for the rest of the race. Trey Smith here, folks, doing a phenomenal job keeping it in line tonight. Has been able to not be close to Dakota when he's gotten into these accidents. Dakota won by 1/1000th of a second last week. Unable to come back and make that difference this week, though, as he is going to remain about 3 laps down at this point with 16 to go. So Henderson's gonna have some catching up to do if he would like to get back into this race. These guys continuously doing a phenomenal job. Smith and Cuttrell. Smith is creating a gap right now between Cuttrell. He's sitting at almost a full second right now in and out of those corners. It's coming down to Trey Smith is just fast as hell in these cars. There is no two ways about it. He is very speedy. He spends a lot of time out here, a lot of time on the game, a lot of time behind the sim, tuning up some setups, really getting everything to work exactly how he wants it to. And in these modified series, it makes a huge difference with the setup. And Trey probably does just have the better one. I actually don't know for sure, but nonetheless, Smith remained doing a phenomenal job as we are coming up to 8 laps to go. Well, 9 laps currently. We call that 8 right about now. And Smith is just putting a huge gap right now between him and Cuttrell. He's trying to finish that gap with 2 seconds, as Dakota Henderson is still 3 laps down. He will never, I don't want to say never, there's a very low likelihood that he will be able to pass Trey in 7 laps. Caution will come out as Dakota Henderson will crash for the 3rd time tonight. And it's the exact same situation. Went too high on the corner, tried to correct, over-corrected. Front right tire went right into the wall. And he put his foot to the floor till he sees Goddard, checkered flag, and forgot there was an opening right there, I guess. Because it's unfortunate. It's really not working out for him here. As I think Henderson might remain in the pits for these 3 laps, or 4 laps that we have. But I don't know. Can't speak for him, so... Safety car's in, and we are green flag here for the iRacing Wild West Dirt Tour. Trey currently has a 1.5 second gap. Sorry, oh, you can almost make that a 2-second gap. He is gaining way too much there coming off of Brighton Coleman. And that's actually going to be Blake Cuttrell that's going to crash there. Not sure what happened, but him and Henderson are going to remain in the pits for the rest of the race fight, I guess. Once again, Brighton doing the respectful thing, staying low as to not confuse his fellow racers. But looking to see what happened here. And it looks like that's been an issue all night. Came out of the corner going too low or too high, goes to correct. Either doesn't correct in time or overcorrects and just smashes into the wall. So far, I believe everybody but Trey has been able to crash as crashed tonight. Everybody but Trey has crashed tonight, I believe. I'm actually going to look back into my history. We've had Blake, Henderson, and Coleman all crash. Trey Smith yet to. We are green flag now with 4 laps to go. And Coleman is going to try. If there's an opportunity, it is right now. Coleman, I don't know. Maybe you might want to play it dirty here, Brighton. I'm not saying play it dirty, but maybe it might not be a bad idea. Not too dirty. Just get a little up close and personal. 3 laps to go as Blake Cuttrell is actually going to hop back into this race. Down 2 laps. Dakota Henderson is just going to take it and sit in there, however. Either that or he can't come out anymore. I actually don't know. I actually do not know how many quick fixes they have. But white flag is going to come on out as this is going to be Trey Smith to take home the final lap of this feature here tonight. And here, waiting on the unofficial results now. So I believe we just need to wait on either Blake to cross the finish line. Not sure what we're waiting on. Blake is going to just cross the finish line, I believe. Just so he completes the race. Waiting for Trey to do his donuts, but he's being respectful. He's going to wait for Blake to cross that line, and Blake's going to spin out again. And is he just going to do donuts now? Nope. He's going to drive on into the pits, giving Trey an opportunity here to start his donuts. And here he goes. This seems like a perfect time to bring him in. Make sure he is muted. All these guys have intros that I don't want to play. Trey, that was an amazing race tonight. You didn't even have to worry about Dakota too much. But kind of...
Go ahead.
So, I know, you got a comment on that? I'm interested.
Kind of breaks my heart, man. Me and Dakota, we've been, the last couple of weeks have just been putting on banger finishes, so.
I know, that's actually kind of what I was talking about. I'm like, man, these last 2 races that I've done for these guys have just been Smith and Dakota battling it out, and it's unfortunate that he crashed here tonight. 3 times tonight, actually.
Yeah, it's I hate it for Dakota. He's been so fast this season, couple wins, and yeah, he just
an off night. That's all it was.
Yeah, I hate it. I expect him to be really fast next week when we go to Eldora for the championship finale. So
Yep.
to
Well,
see
I actually
how
do
that
not
race
have.
goes.
I do not know all the information on that. You care to? Do you have any time to share
Yep.
some information on that?
Yep. Same time as normal next week. It's the Eldora. We're at Eldora with the late models, and it is going to be their championship finale. I don't know what the point situation is going to be looking like going in, so don't quote me on it. But as far as that, yeah, we won one last dirt tour race, and then we'll be moving on to late model stocks.
Well, I am definitely looking forward to late model stocks as we were kind of talking before. I love racing late model stocks, so we'll be looking forward to that. Unless, congrats on the successful win tonight, Trey. You sir have a good one.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
So that one right there is going to be Trey Smith. I just realized I actually messed that up. I actually dragged myself in. And next person I have to bring in is got to be Dakota. For very obvious reasons. Dakota, man, what happened tonight? I
Man, it
gotta
just came
know.
unwound. It just came unwound, and I tripped all over it, man. I didn't tie a good enough knot on it, and I bunged up myself.
No, man, it looked
Got
like
the
you.
wall.
It looked like you tried to climb a wall with a square knot. Is what looks like you tried to do there.
Yeah,
For going off your analogy.
I definitely tried to climb it a couple times. What happens when you step on it? It makes you jump.
Yeah, but
And first time wasn't good enough, so let's try it again.
And then you wanted to try it one more time to make sure that it didn't work.
Pretty much, and fun fact, it still didn't work.
Well, you know what? You know what the definition of crazy is, right?
Keep doing the same thing over and over. And
Expected a different result, exactly.
Well, hopefully they got my picture in the dictionary.
Well, absolutely. So Dakota, next week championship. What is your plan, man?
Tie better knot and run what I brung and hopefully get after it. Just be in position at the end because you never know what can happen. Definitely got to tie a better knot.
Oh yeah. Well, I will. You know what? I will be cheering for you next week championship series. Good luck to you, man.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
You as well. Blake, I was expecting an intro from you. Did not have one, so I was a little scared there for a second.
No, I'm new.
Oh, okay. But Blake, you had a really good race tonight. You were actually gaining on Trey Smith there for a while. Looks like you tried to make two-ish moves on him. Wasn't able to, unfortunately. Had a crash, jumped into third. What was the race like tonight from your perspective?
I mean, it was fun. Honestly, I'm not a dirt guy at all, so this was more just for the fun of it. And I wasn't terribly slow. I did get in that wreck, so that kind of put it into the night, but it wasn't a terrible night. It was just fun.
I'm
Good
glad
time.
to hear that. Does this mean that you're coming back next week?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to that, and don't forget you got Dirt Late Model here coming up.
Hell yeah.
All right. Good talking to you, brother. Well, Brayden, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? I'm doing great. I had a pretty enjoyable race tonight. Watching you miraculously go from the bottom of the leaderboard to second place was pretty entertaining.
It's always what I seem to do.
I think at this point I'm going to start placing bets or something that you're going to go from bottom to the top. Don't know how I can explain it, but I'm guessing I'm going to start placing bets. You're going to go from the bottom of the leaderboard to the top 2 to top 3 every time, because last 3 races this has happened where you end up in the second or third place. So congrats to you, man. But you didn't really have a good start to your race tonight. You know, how were you able to come back from that?
Oh, man, you really got to push that in my face, huh? No, I can't. It's honestly, it was all really just survival. You know, it was the same thing, same setup. Car wasn't really driving great. Other guys got a lot faster cars than me out there, and also I'm a rookie at this series. This is my first actual time running these dirt cars. So it really is just like, you know, I accidentally killed Dakota. There's one of my competition out, and then the other guy ended up hitting nose first in the wall. So there's the other car. I mean, it was really just free this week.
Well, I'm glad that it was free for you this week, Brighton. So I am assuming you're gonna be coming back here then for the championship series next week.
Oh, absolutely. Real excited. Love Eldora. Gonna be a whale of a time. Better tune in.
Well, you know what? I'm looking forward to that then. I'm going to make sure I bring all the excitement. Might even bring another announcer up here, depending on what happens. So, looking forward to that nonetheless. Brighton, I will be seeing you later, man.
Yeah, man. Have a great night.
You as well. Well, that is going to do it here tonight on Fearless Broadcasting. If you or anybody you know is interested in having Fearless Broadcast get all of your guys' streams together or broadcast your own league, please contact Ethan Fearless. I'm actually going to pull up his gamer tag because I always just say his name. It is going to be fearless.664. I know it's also in the bio YouTube stream if you guys are interested.